of the 2024 MLB Draft, the Oakland Athletics select Nick Kurtz, a first baseman from Wake Forest. The Chicago White Sox have the next pick.
Well, here's another guy originally recruited out of high school, the Baylor School in Chattanooga, as a pitcher. He was a little down this year because of injury, but we saw him last year. He is a legit left-handed hitter.
I ran into him by accident in high school going to see Cooper Kinney, his teammate that went the first round.
Yeah.
This guy had a rocket his first time up. I go, who's that guy? And the scouts are like, oh, he wants $1 million. He's not worth it. And I was like, I don't know, man. He hit that ball really hard. And then he just went bananas for 3 years at Wake Forest. If it works out, the best case scenario, this is an Anthony Rizzo-type talent.
You know, and one thing about Nick Kurtz this season, you see the numbers right there, but it's the presence that he has at the plate. Nick Kurtz, since he's got into Wake Forest, one thing he was able to do is hit the ball all over the place. You see the 6'5" frame, stands tall at the plate, hands are tucked in, and that's something that maybe in pro ball he's going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment. But in the collegiate level, he was hitting everything opposite field with power. If you throw something soft enough, he was going to drive it. He was going to the pull side, the straightaway center. But the opposite field power was legit. And in their ballpark, a ballpark conducive to hit a lot of home runs to his pull side, he stayed true to his swing. Nick Kurtz, this could and will translate at the next level.
Late March until April, about the second week of April, he had 14 homers in 10 games.
Yeah, he did a lot of his work in a couple weeks. He's dealt with some injuries. This is a guy that could have been 1-1 to start the year. I think it's a great pick for the A's. It's a very modern hitter. He walks a ton. He's going to strike out, but he hits the ball in the air 70% of the time. And how about that, boys? Wake Forest with the number 2 and the number 4 pick. And they're not done yet here in the first round. Seaver King's going to go in the top 20 picks as well. But Nick Kurtz is going to hit home runs, and he's going to get on base at a very high level in the big leagues.
His coach, Tom Walter, said he's the best hitter I've ever coached. Walter's been around for a while. He's coached some. So Nick Kurtz now going to the Oakland A's. Bring Jess in on this. No, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say bring Justin on this. Beyond the bang that he had this year, there are some questions about his defensive abilities. How much does he have to grow in that side of the ball?
I think he's more athletic than people give him credit for. I think he sticks at first, but he's rangy. I think the hands are there. Like Kaggs, though, I would leave him alone at first. I think he's a better athlete, though, than people give him credit for.
I think he's got a chance to be a really good first baseman by the time it's done. I mean, the moves over there are right. He looks comfortable at first base. That's, I think, where he wants to play for the most part, and that matters.
How much different is he than Caglione, then?
He's safer.
He's
safer.
Maybe. Everybody keeps saying this safer thing with Caglione, and for me, the safer is built around Chase. Is that fair? Like, is
that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it is.
Fair.
It's a 14% chase to a 37% chase.
Can I add something here?
But the damage, it would still be in Caglione's favor.
The development phase of the minor leagues. Guys, these guys are not going to go straight to the big leagues. There's a development phase. Caglione last year, right, struck out over 55 times. Not exact number, but this year he struck out in the 20s. He made an adjustment. These players will make an adjustment. Plus, they'll play more games, and I think that is a telling tale when it comes to an organization.
I'll tell you the other thing, dude. I mean, listen, Nick Kurtz is a heck of a hitter, and I'd be very happy to get him. So this is not a Nick Kurtz not. But when it comes to Caglione, nobody pitched to him. Like, he didn't see a whole lot, and so ultimately I think it's natural that you get a little bit jumpy at the plate. You just want to swing a little bit. I'm not saying that it counts for everything. It definitely doesn't.
No, but you asked the question. You asked why. Why? I think Oakland feels like it's safer, but it would be scary to have passed up in Kaggs on this pick. That would be my point.
4 so far have passed on a guy that may have the best pure power that we've ever seen in college baseball.
Right. Couple relevant things here. I think the 3 most polished, quickest moving hitters in the draft went in the first 4 picks. They were the first 3 hitters. It's also important to mention that 10, 15 years ago, drafts were run by scouting directors. Now they're run by GMs. GMs are thinking about trade value. Who's going to be here before my contract ends? Who do all 30 teams want to trade for? Who's not going to have a hiccup and maybe be in the big leagues next year? We don't know if that's Kaggs or not, but it's more likely to be Kurtz, whereas Kaggs might hit 50. Right. He also might be worse than Kurtz, and Kurtz will probably hit 25 or 30. Still a very good player.